All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another episode of the 1-0 and T90 Studios podcast. We've been away for a little bit. We went away on a little bit of a hiatus.
Yeah, we did.
Nowhere exciting, but I think to make up for it, we don't have one. We've got two very, very special guests joining us, Caitlin Friend and Kayla Morrison. Welcome to the podcast.
Hi, thanks for having us.
Yeah, good to be here.
It's a full house today in the shop. There's a lot of people here. There's a bit of a crowd in the back too. But first of all, thank you. You're doing the Elite Female Football Academy jumpers, hoodies, coming straight from the training session. We'll get into a lot about that. Obviously, Kayla, a bit about yourself, starting in that Victory ahead of the new season. Obviously started, but a bit into that. And Katie, yourself at Bulleen. And we've got obviously a couple coaches. We'll see sort of where the standard sort of sits, and maybe you can give some ideas and tips to the boys. But overall, boys, how are you guys going?
Really good, man. Really good. It's been...
Just happy to be here.
Yeah, it's been too long. I don't like weeks without the pod. It throws everything off. But no, we're good. We're in the full swing of things. Into pre-season.
Yeah, no, we're all right.
Yeah?
No one cares. Don't worry about us. No one cares.
1-0's a disaster this season.
No, we're not.
What do you
It's
mean
a disaster.
Why is it a disaster?
Disaster. They went top of the table, the bottom of the table.
Nah, we had that tournament last week, which was just a bit of a fun day.
Yeah.
But no, we lost in the grand final. That's what you're trying to get at.
It's good effort.
But no, we're sweet. But boys, I'm going to break your hearts. No one cares about us.
No one cares. We're good.
Katie, Kayla, what's sort of not much of an off season? I know we're sort of heading into the end of the year for just your normal sort of day to day. Katie, you've sort of been in off season after your MPL with Bulleen. On a sort of a quick, sharp one, sort of how did you find your season at Bulleen overall? Obviously, a high standard at Bulleen, and you're competing with a lot of sort of heavy hitters now, it feels like, in that MPL Women's League. What were some of your thoughts on it?
It was a season of ups and downs, big time. We went from thank you, a really successful season last year, and I think that probably set the tone, but it also put really high standards and expectations on our club, and anything less kind of seems like a failure. So although it was, in my opinion, still a season of some ups, it does seem a little bit of a downer because we didn't come away with, major trophies.
Yeah.
So yeah, interesting one, but huge growth as a coach still, because that's where you probably grow the most. So, yeah.
For sure. And you've got, I think as a coach, and I think all of us would sort of be able to relate to it, young Danny Buttress made her move to Melbourne City. Sort of, what's that sort of feeling like for you? And I'm going to ask you a pretty obvious question, but is that something that you could see her sort of make that move pretty early on?
Yeah, I've told her this story, but Kayla and I actually went to a random game about 3 years ago. About 3 years ago. And we were just there for, I don't know, some random reason. And we were watching a game that was before the game we were meant to watch. And there was this random kid with these pink boots on. And we were like, who the hell is that kid? She's a jet. And we didn't even know the name. We couldn't figure out the name, but we just remember these pink boots. And it ended up being Danny. And so last season at NTC, she didn't really have a great year, or against Bulleen, she didn't really play that well. But because of that moment, we both felt so strongly about it. Yeah. And we had heard that she wasn't feeling confident and things like that. And so we took a little bit of a chance on her. And with Danny, she's such a special footballer, but she has to be managed in a way of you give her the freedom, you make her believe, you give her the confidence. She might try the most ridiculous trick. And if you say, don't do that because she fucks it up, then she won't try it again. But if you say, you know what, that was sick, give it another crack, she'll do it, and then she'll take the piss out of someone. So you kind of give her that backing, you give her that confidence, and she just speaks for herself. So I'm so proud of her, and I think she's also killing it at City now. So good for her.
She played a game or two for us at futsal, like probably last year, a year and a half ago. And her first game, and Sham just brought her down. Yeah. And I remember I hadn't seen her play. I was like, is your friend good? She goes, yes. Yeah. And she gets the ball and tries to do a rainbow flick, and it worked over someone. Yes. And I remember I've seen my dad. It was at Thomastown, so I've seen my dad in the crowd. He's gone. And I've just gone, oh. And usually I would tell someone, I'm like, what are you doing? But she did it, and it worked. I was like, oh, okay.
Do it again.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. I was like, hey, you do your thing. I'll just stand here.
And she would do it again and again and again. Like, it wasn't a one-off.
Yeah. No, she was. I remember from that, sort of similar. From that, I was just like, whoa. Yeah. Like, I want to stay and follow your journey now and see what you do, because she's got that special talent. Kayla, for you, obviously, the season started last week with Melbourne Victory, captain of Melbourne Victory. Let's not downplay that. And you know what else we've got in common? You know, Kayla and I have got something in common.
Here we go, bro. Yeah, just say it. Just say
We're
it.
both victory medal winners.
Yeah, you're a victory medal winner.
True.
Yeah.
I actually think I saw you, but I was too nervous to make eye contact with anyone when I was walking up on stage. And I think Katie you were the only one I actually saw. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't look.
Pick the right people.
Victory medal winners, Kayla. Wow, it's an illustrious catch, I know. Boys, take the line. Right, take the back seat. Overall, how are you feeling? How's sort of the vibe around the team? Obviously, you got off last week, and you got Mariners in a grand final rematch this weekend. What's sort of the overall vibe for you and for the rest of the girls?
Yeah, obviously it wasn't the best start. We played Brisbane and lost 3-2. A lot of unfortunate injuries going into the game. Bunge was gone away for New Zealand camp, so kind of had to fill in some spots, and the girls did a great job who filled in. We just couldn't get across the line. But then last week was a lot better with the 4-1 win. We didn't necessarily play a lot better, but that shows you that if we're winning 4-1, not playing that great, what are we going to be able to achieve when we do get it all to click? So
I like that. That's fine.
a win's a win. 4-1's good. 4-0 would have been better. So obviously we're holding ourselves to a high standard. But yeah, good start. It'll be good to get a home game this weekend. So I don't know when this airs, but obviously come out to the games.
This will be out tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll have
Okay, so get out to home of Matildas on Saturday. And yeah, obviously a grand final rematch. I think both teams have changed quite a bit from that game, but the hunger and the competition's still there. So hopefully we can smash them.
That's it. What are your thoughts on playing at the home of the Matildas? As a fan,
Yeah.
I quite enjoy coming and watching.
Yeah.
One of my earliest experience with a women's football game was when Melbourne Victory, which was at the Veneta Club, and Steph Catley was playing for Melbourne City. Wow. So that's all those years ago.
Yeah.
And Dan and I just went, we lived just down the road. And I think it was like the first sort of professional game that we got to watch from that close, and you just hear everything and talk to everything. And still to this day, it was like one of my favorite footballing memories. Is the home of the Matildas sort of a similar sort of, I know you want to play in the big stadiums like your Amy, but does it feel nice to have that almost closer sort of atmosphere?
Yeah, I think if you can get as many fans as we had at the grand final at Amy, then you want to play at Amy because it feels like an event.
Yeah.
But if it's just going to be a home game and you're going to get half that amount of fans, then you want to pack out home of Matildas, where people are standing at the fence and it's 5 people deep. You can hear people screaming from right there. You can look up. There's still obviously the stands to fill. So it is definitely a more close environment. But yeah, there's nothing like playing in like a big event game, but it doesn't necessarily feel like our home either playing at Amy because we don't train there, but we do train at home of Matildas. Our change rooms are there. All our stuff's there. Our lotions, our body sprays, our hairbrushes. So yeah, that part is nice because that does feel like we're protecting our house when we're playing there.
Yeah, nice little base.
There you go. It's good. I feel like it's better to be that close and that small, more intimate with the crowd.
Yeah.
It feels more like an atmosphere
Yeah.
right in front of you, in your face kind of thing.
Although, don't get me started because I can go on about this. I think they could still do more. Like get food trucks, get, drinks flowing there, get music going. You can make it a better atmosphere.
So haven't they got it sort of running as a like A-League women's game? Is it more so just like...
No, they do have it running as an A-League women's game, but sometimes it does feel like, oh, that was a bit of an afterthought. Like you have a friends and family area.
Yep.
Get that bit packed out with everyone's friends and family. Get food for them. Get drinks for them. So people want to come. You want to bring your friends and family. People want to sit there. Do a halftime show. Yeah. Not just like walk out random kids, walk out people
Yeah.
Maybe it's my future post-soccer.
Never know.
To event coordinate.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they've done a good job. I still think it's fresh though. And I think obviously they need to build on it and make it better. Because if Matildas are bringing in those types of numbers, why aren't we?
Of course.
For sure. I mean, you've been in the A-League for a while now. Both of you, Katie, obviously at Victory too, both as a player, and then you were coaching there for a bit as well. How far have you sort of seen that league in particular, and even Victory within the 4 walls, sort of develop over these years?
Well, from the start, it was definitely a different sort of environment because it was such a small season. It was like the off season of all the pro players overseas. So we got quite good international players that would come down and play for us. Now it's taken a lot more seriously, which is good and bad, I guess, because all the, Matildas are going to Europe, which means they can't play both leagues. So we lose some talent, but it's taken a lot more seriously. It's a lot more professional. A long way to go still. So it's going up, but a long way to go.
Yeah, I would say I've been in it 6 years now. I agree. I do think it feels more professional every year, but then I don't know to get into this, but it's obviously a huge backward step to then lose Western United. So we're taking 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. The CBA comes and it's like, we've, fought for a good minimum wage, but then stats come out that it's half of what the next professional women's sport is in Australia.
I saw the post today about the minimum wage for the Ninja A-League, and I was surprised, obviously, without knowing anything.
Yeah.
It's like drastically less.
The AFL women was 67?
Yeah.
And they play like 10 games.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They're at 22 rounds?
Yeah.
22 rounds. It's a 9-month season with the preseason, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
It is full time. It's no joke. And what was ours?
Well, like 25,000.
Yeah, which is
ridiculous.
It's unlivable.
Let's be honest. Like, what are you doing with 25,000?
Yeah. Exactly. You have to think only the kids are going to be on 25,000 because there's no adult who can take that and survive without having another full-time job. But how can you play at your best, perform your best if you're also working a full-time job?
Even for the kids, something like that's like a casual job. Yeah, like you can't.
That's like McDonald's.
You can't
less than McDonald's.
Casually play and train. I'm assuming you guys train 4 or 5
times a week,
days a week. Like you can't do that casually.
Yeah.
So
do 6-hour days.
Yeah.
So I don't even know. I know there's girls finishing uni, or maybe 1 or 2 girls who have a job, and we're training from 9 to 1 or 2, and then they're working from 3 to 8 every day.
Yeah, that's nuts. I saw it driving here, and I was like, saved it to look at it properly because I couldn't believe sort of the difference in that sort of progression.
You could literally go to an NPL, VPL, State 1 team, and you're going to get way more than that.
Yeah.
They sometimes do.
Oh, I was good. Have you sort of noticed, obviously now in that NPL, and you're at Bulleen, like I don't think there's, we won't sugarcoat as much as we can on this. Like they've got money, like compared to a lot of your other sort of local clubs. Without getting into how much your players are earning, but is that something that you've noticed with like players maybe in that sort of state of mind being, well, I could do this on a more of a part-time aspect and still make a half-decent amount of pocket money as opposed to committing my whole life to it?
I think it happens more in the men's game though, right? I think there's a lot of A-League men players that jump down. So I know it's been around, but I think the difference right now is a lot of the women players around the NPL have the ambition to play A-League. So that's what's attracting them still. And we're still not at the point where we're ruthless enough to say, this is what we demand. We expect more money. We're kind of too agreeable to the bullshit.
Yep.
And so a lot of players will just say, you know what, whatever, I'll train 5 times. I'll sacrifice this part of my life so that I can play for Melbourne Victory, so that I can play A-League and maybe get my dreams into Europe.
Yeah.
Instead of saying this is not good enough, whatever. So I guess there's still that good quality player that wants to take the step in professional football, so they're not willing to take the money. But now we're getting like 28-year-olds, 29-year-olds that are like, I'm not going to make it any further. I rather just get the cash money on the weekend and train 2-3 times a week. And Bulleen is a great club, probably not your best example because I expect such high standard and I try to get players that have the ambition to play A-League. But there are other clubs that are not even in the NPL, like the state leagues, that are throwing money at these players and they train once a week. And you've got quite a few good players that are doing that.
Yeah.
I think obviously with you both being so involved in women's football and sort of, I guess, for all of us who are involved in women's football, is like when you speak about it, it's like you two are at the top there that are so vocal about it. Why, since everything's been going so well with the Matildas and the women's game, has there been no one to step up and stop taking the bullshit? Because it's that's a joke. 25,000 is a joke.
I think there are people gathering to come up and say something. I think when whoever decides to speak says it, they want to have their receipts. They want to have everything, black and white, so nobody can say, oh, that's not right. So I think there are people starting to build up that inventory of receipts. So when they come forward to say this isn't good enough, and to be honest, it's going to be girls who have been screwed over in their careers and are now at the, and they're not playing anymore, but they want to help see the change and they want to drive the change. So I do think there will be a big change coming soon. I don't know if it's going to be at the A-Leagues. I don't know if it's going to be where it's going to happen, but there's bound to be a change. And that's kind of the rumblings and the whispers through the rose bush is something will be coming and it's going to be a change.
So it might sound like a dumb question, but
No such thing, Ali.
yeah, oh, I hope so. For that person who wants to do that and have that voice and be like at the front of it, whatever, where does it go to? Are you going to your club? Are you going to your president? Are you going to, like, where would it go to?
First,
like,
the person's going to have to be someone who's been extremely experienced, played around the world, played in leagues where they've seen it done better. They're going to have to be an educated person because they're going to have to be the face of the whole thing. They're going to have to speak well. They're going to have to do it all. And they're going to have to start at FA. You have to start right at the top. Go to the top people, talk to them. Then it's A-Leagues. Then I personally think the NPL, in the women's side, the NPL will follow whatever the A-Leagues do. So if the A-Leagues start paying their people more, throwing more money at it, that will just trickle down into NPL as well. So I think you have to go straight to the top with these conversations. And it could even be the PFA kind of helping lead that charge. You know, they do a great job, but sometimes, you know, they need the players to back them as well and be like, whatever you guys decide, we're on the ride with you. As you can tell, I'm a PFA supporter.
I think it's just evident.
Yeah.
I think it's just evident. And like, we don't sort of want to, I think it can become very easy just to become a bit of a cliche and everything of like, whatever. But I think just seeing how passionate both of you get and both on different ends of, you know, coaching now and PL and playing for the biggest club in Australia, and to see the same passion, you could only just imagine sort of what everything else in between and everyone else in between sort of feels. To put you on the spot a little bit, if you could nail it down to sort of one thing, is it the exposure? Is there something that comes to mind of how we can do it?
I think it's the money.
Yeah.
I think if you pay girls more money, they don't have to work second part-time jobs. Yeah. If you pay coaches more money, they don't have to work part-time jobs either. You don't have to have a coach doing 4 roles at a club. They can put all their energy into one role. The girls can put all their energy into being the best they can be. The soccer goes up, the exposure goes up, the social media goes up for them. People get to know the players personally, and they don't want to just come see Victory. They want to see Kayla, who loves fashion and loves this. They love me on a personal level now because they've met me through social media. I think there needs to be more of that stuff, like hyping people up. And look at what the people around the world have done.
Yeah, or just someone that has some balls and some power to make a gutsy decision, and that's to back women, because the Matildas, being as successful as they have been, to now kind of show that it's not about the fans will come. It's proven, but they need more gutsy people to make these sort of decisions at every level in Australia.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that can be sort of said for everything across the whole game in this country. And I think what you said, I was talking about it with Nikki Flannery today, saying like the aspect of players building, I guess, a brand, and I've sort of chatted to some about it of like, if you want to do it, like obviously I think that would be great. I think the NBA, I feel like naturally as a sporting world, we're heading down the NBA route of no one really has a favorite team from unless you're there and it's your favorite player.
Yeah.
And whereas like with football, like people say, like you're halfway across the country. I'm a Man United fan. My dad was a Man United fan, and that's it. Because he goes for Essendon Bombers. He really didn't care anything about soccer. Yeah. He goes for Essendon. They wore red and black. So then I go for United, and it doesn't matter which player is playing for United. I will always be United. With the basketball, I like basketball, but I go for Lakers. But it was because of Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
But I also like Milwaukee for Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yeah.
I think every sport is heading down that direction soon of like, I want to go and watch this team for my favorite player. Yeah. I feel like even we're seeing with like Yamal with Barcelona.
Of course.
Like he's almost bigger as a name and a selling point than Barcelona.
Yep.
So I think especially with female and a male, because the Matildas showed you one of the most fun football experiences I had was with my mates at Fed Square during the Matildas games, where you will go to the games to support the team, sure, but also people that you enjoy and enjoy watching and enjoy supporting. So I think that's a good point. And I feel like you are actually one that sort of, without doing it on purpose, has got a bit of a brand sort of out there.
Yeah, I think it is tricky. It's not natural to post on social media, so I don't post often, but she's always pressuring me.
Yeah, she sucks at.
Do more. But I think it would be helpful. Yeah, I don't know if maybe you got media people into clubs and were like, I'm going to be everyone's personal brand manager.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you what to post, when to post, how to do it, and that's how we're going to get these fans to come.
Well, Victory and I don't want to say it, but I kept saying it. Is like do more of that stuff, and that's why I actually was telling Nika today, like, hey, can we film this video? I did a day in the life with Steph Kolakowski a while ago, who had just done his ACL, and went to the physio with him. He was really good. He sort of gave me full access. I was sitting in his living room for 2 hours. But that, I think, authentic sort of content is what people want to see. And Victory actually started doing it this season, where I know they followed Denny Genre around. They followed just a bunch of players around. If it's for 7 minutes, I think I remember the Denny Genre part. He was speaking
Jason Davidson as well when he signed.
Denny Genre was speaking fluent French on his phone to his mum, and even that 20-second clip was like, oh, like we knew he played in France, but I didn't realize it was like fluent like that, or like he's got a background in that. So I think that's a massive aspect of it. Anyway, I've digressed a lot, but
what
yes,
it just needs more social media.
Yeah.
From social media, it becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. And fans. This is my favorite player. Did you see this? Did you see that? Yeah. That's all it needs. And all it takes is literally, like, obviously, maybe some clubs can't afford a whole social media marketing, this and that. Get a tripod, set up a camera. Players are walking out of the change room. Who's your favorite artist?
Yeah.
Bang, put that on social media. Next video.
But like, look at you guys, like lots of young guys doing an interview with 2 girls, promoting the game with a cool studio. You got all the stuff. Like, this is where it's going to come through. So hopefully, like, when you guys get older and we get older, we can start to make the change.
100%.
You know?
That's the thing. It needs to start. It needs to start now, and it's obviously going to start and end with the younger crowd.
Yeah.
I think that's where it's going to get to, and like, it's good seeing a lot of younger coaches, a lot of younger male coaches getting into women's football.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think they're starting to see that as well. And I think it was maybe a couple of months ago, I got asked the question by an ex-A-League player who is running an academy now. And he said to me, he's like, are you ever going to get into boys football? And I was like, no. And he's like, why? I was like, I've been in women's football. Like, you get more of a reward out of women's football. He's like,
I think as well, in Australia, the future is female. Like, it is female football. You see the Matildas fans are on the rise, and there's not a lot of other female sports competing with them, especially internationally. Whereas men's, there is, unfortunately. And you've got AFL to really contend with. So I think even job longevity and be a pioneer, that's a really good place to be. So.
without a doubt. Sure. We're going to go back to the start. Caitlin, we'll start with you. What got you into football? Where did it all start?
I was just like a tomboy, really sporty. I'd like to think I was pretty good at sports. I was really good at sports. I was better than every boy in my class, that's for sure. And then I just, like, my parents have no background in football, but I just went into a boys team and I was good. And I was the one girl in the boys team, and it just worked. And then I actually got kicked out of the boys team, which was Clifton Hill, which I have a lot of love for this club, by the way.
We were name dropping back.
A lot of love for Clifton Hill, but back then it was a different time. So I got too old, and they could only do boys teams. So I tried tennis for a year. Like, I hated it.
Anger management.
Yeah, that and the individual part of it. Like, I missed the team aspect. And then I was training on disc. Do you know disc?
Yeah.
And I just so happened to be training next to the NTC coach at the time, and he looked over and he saw me. I was in this V Elite program that was like a few people. Ange Postacoglu was actually the coach of it when he was
there you go.
when he was starting up. So, and then I got scouted from that, and then the following year I was playing national team. It was just like that.
Right place at the right time.
Right place at the right time.
How old were you then?
14 or 15. Yeah. So I got picked up really young, and it was just super coincidence. The coach came up to my parents and was like, do you want to go to Adelaide this weekend? And it was an NTC tournament in Adelaide.
Jeez.
And so I was like, sure. And that was it.
And then national team at what age?
U17s national team.
yeah.
So that weekend I went to Adelaide. I got them picked in the state team. This all happened within a year. I got Victorian Player of the Year with Jamie McLaren that same year.
Yeah.
Like it just
Mental.
went boom. And then Tom Samani, who was the Matildas coach at the time, called my mum, who's got no idea about football, and was like trying to tell her that I was going to the next camp. And she calls me. She's like, some Scottish guy was talking to me about camp. I'm like, oh God, what did he say? And so then I went to camp, and then was doing it all. And then Victory that following year as well with Steph and stuff. So it all happened really quick for me.
Yeah, wow.
And then England.
Yeah, you don't want my whole journey, do you?
Yeah, no,
Not,
no, the whole journey.
we have Notts County.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I played for Victory, and when I was 18, I started to, become a starter, and I was just really good at being at the right place at the right time. And I scored goals just because of that.
Sick.
Some of my funniest goals were like the ball smacked into the crossbar. I turned around, hit my back of my neck, and went in. It was like that year, yeah. And one time, Lisa Devanna just punted the ball across the field. It like hit into my shin, and that was my hat trick.
Yeah, wow.
Like I was
There
just
you go.
scoring mad goals.
Right place, right
Right
Yeah.
place, right
Right
time.
place, right time.
I didn't run
We go.
much.
Missing those kind of strikers
Yeah.
nowadays,
Yeah.
let me tell you.
Old school. Yeah, old school
You could,
night.
you could play for the men's team at this point.
Yeah,
Bad.
like I was there to tap in goals, and I tapped in a lot of goals one year, and so I had an English passport as well, which helps. And I had a couple of English clubs reach out to me because I was playing with Jodie Taylor and Jess Fishlock and those sort of players at the time who had a lot of contacts. And Notts County was in the WSL at the time, and went over at 19 playing pro football, and that was a full-time pro contract, which was pretty crazy at the time. I was one of the first kind of Aussies to do it, and that was a lot, to be honest, because it was just very intense, 13-hour days, wasn't quite prepared for it, but still awesome opportunity. Came back to Victory, probably a little bit burnt out. And as a female footballer, you're 12 months of the year, season to season, whereas men had that off season because they're a full-time contract, whereas we would play one season, then go to a different season and just play 12 months of the year. And yeah, came back to Victory, and then I think I got a little bit burnt out because I got so lucky when I was young,
Of course.
and I just went like that so quickly
Yeah.
that I probably couldn't manage it very well, and I didn't manage it very well, and so by 24, 25, I was really burnt out from it
Yeah.
all, and so I took a step back.
Yeah, well.
Because at that time, obviously, the resources were there, but they weren't there.
Yeah, it was pretty shit, to be honest. Like playing in England was good. That was my first taste of decent professionalism. And Victory were trying, but when I first played at Victory, we were training out in Keysborough, which is miles away.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we were getting paid $45 a week, $45 a week, which didn't even cover the tolls.
Jeez.
And so it was a shambles. So you just do that over and over again, and you just get tired from it.
wow.
Man. So
Yeah, wow.
it's a bit different now. The luxuries they have, which isn't actually a
Yeah,
luxury. It's
barely a
normal.
luxury.
It's normal.
Yeah.
It's bare,
What you
bare
guys should have
minimum.
been getting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck.
So that's my story. What's your
40 fuck.
story?
Well, do you want to ask any follow up, or do you want to go straight in?
That was a lot.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was.
Yeah.
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 But what was probably was it the professionalism probably the biggest thing that you realised with England and here in Australia?
And they're like sleep, eat, breathe football. Like it's just 24/7. And I was just so young and not ready for that. Although I love football, but it was just so demanding. And I was by far the youngest on the team. And I just probably couldn't handle the pressure. They were, and they were great. And I think that I got a lot of support because I was a young foreigner and all of that. But at the time, the team had 12 full-time players and the rest weren't. Okay. So we would go into the club, we'd do a training session in the morning with the full-time players. We would do gym, and then we'd wait till nighttime to do a full session with everyone.
Yeah.
So that everyone could join the session
Wow.
because they couldn't afford for everyone to be full-time. And that, for 8 months straight, was just a lot as well to go from not that to that, you know? So
Sure.
So how long do you spend at Notts?
1 year,
One year.
season.
And then back to Victory?
Straight back to Victory because Joe Montemurro was the coach at the time, and I went there and we got into the Champions League, so we were in Japan, and then I got injured. Yeah, in Japan, and I think I was just like so overwhelmed by the whole England experience. I was just like, I probably can't do this right now. So I didn't go back. Do I regret it? Probably not. But that was where I went. And then I just stayed in Melbourne for the next few years.
Yeah, was coaching always something that you just sort of knew that you would get into, or was it because maybe your career sort of went a bit faster?
Bro,
than what you
right place, right time.
Yeah, I was in the right place at the right time. So I obviously, knew what to do with certain things, but I fell into coaching completely. Like I was like a wild child. Like I was a crazy kid with this attitude. I had so much character. I was like a peasant on the field, as you know, because we played together as well.
Not a peasant, a gnat. Like very annoying.
Yeah. And I was just I was an uncoachable, annoying.
Super uncoachable. I'd say like one of the worst teammates I've had.
I was like that wanker
Okay.
striker.
And
I know.
like, always I felt like
It's always
So you were just that
Coach
typical
mad,
cocky striker, like
that didn't move.
fuck
and
off, give me the ball.
And then I scored in the 90th minute. I was player of the match.
Yeah.
I'm fucking it, So
hate you.
I know, but everyone did, and so
she would hate herself.
yes,
As a player on her own team.
I hate to coach me.
Yeah.
But I guess I'm like, I don't want to coach me. I've like evolved a lot and grown a lot, but fell into coaching completely. Like did not.
Lady with 3 defenders
From
on
centre back,
her
it's like,
compared
hey.
to somebody with no defenders, she wanted me to pass it to her still.
Give me the ball. Give me the ball, and that's it. I just had high standards for certain people. That's it.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's a compliment. Yeah.
It's like, hey, bypass the entire fucking midfield from centre back, give me the ball at striker and let just fuck off.
Exactly.
But not in the air,
No,
not
at the
into
feet.
space, driven to my foot.
And if it's just like a couple of inches off, it's like, for fuck's sake.
It wasn't even a lunge.
Anyway,
She wasn't even trying to get
Yeah.
it. She was letting it go.
I've grown a lot. And
So that ball goes, it's just like, no.
Get up, everyone
Let's go.
get up.
Fucking hell.
And Kayla, for yourself, obviously American background, starting in America, you really, I feel like, claimed victory as one of your own. Like, I think you will go down as, and I'm not meaning to cut your career short here,
Bad.
but like, feel like you're almost the face of the women's team, obviously as captain, and that's not just trying to be nice, but generally. What's that whole process sort of been like for you, and I guess making the leap over from America to Australia? Why did you come to Australia?
I think it's definitely a really different story to Katie, because soccer in America for women is like the thing to do. So I played from 5 years old on an all-girls team. There were probably 30 teams in the competition, and that was just in our city. Never really played co-ed. Got into kind of like the NPL of America when I was 12, and then just kind of went from there. I think as well with the college system, your parents are investing in you because they'll get payback if you can go get a scholarship to university. So you do get a lot of monetary investment into young girls, which definitely helps the standard and helps have like a lot of teams. We traveled all around America playing tournaments. I think personally it's a better setup for...
Without a doubt,
Yeah.
110% a better setup.
Personally, like,
Personally, like it's not a fact. Like,
Yeah, I do think it's a better way to go about it. Hopefully Australia will get there one day.
Yeah.
But then, so I played in university. I wouldn't say that I thought much of myself as a footballer until I was a junior in college. And then I thought, 1, I don't want to work. And 2, maybe I can do something with this. I actually had a friend who lived in Scotland who played for my college team, and she said, we should go play in Australia when we graduate. Like, think about how much fun it would be. So I kind of set my sights on that, and I'm like, that would be kind of fun. So I got into contact with a few NPL teams when I was still in college, and I was choosing between South Melbourne, Bulleen, and Alamein. And Bulleen had done the worst that year. And I thought to myself, well, if I go there, they can't blame it on me if we don't do that well.
Yeah,
I can only help the club get better.
Only ways to go up.
Yeah, whereas South Melbourne had got first.
Yeah.
So I thought like, well, if they do any worse, they can blame that on me. So, and I really liked the coach at the time, Paul Kilpatrick. So went to Bulleen, and that kind of started the Australian journey. Played 2 seasons at Bulleen. I loved it. I love the club. I feel like I owe a lot to Bulleen, so I'll never say a bad word about it. unless they fire Katie.
Forza Bulleen.
Carl Hodge would be absolutely
Yeah.
Love and love.
Yeah, so that's kind of what happened. And then, to be honest, at the end of the second season, I said, I'm going to try and push for A-League. Like, it's now or never. And I went and trialed at Melbourne City and at Adelaide, and they both didn't choose me.
Your loss.
Yeah, City I never heard back from after the first trial, and then
So they suck.
Adelaide went with somebody else. So, and they got last place that year. Sweet. It was sweet victory, but I didn't get chosen for any A-League team that year. So I moved to Sweden and I played there, which was,
Not a bad place to be.
oh my gosh, it was incredible. One of the best years of my life. And that's when, oh, it was so amazing. You've never seen like such nice, beautiful, healthy people. They didn't own cars. They ride bikes and they walk everywhere. And
bad.
You've got an Ali's attention.
yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, it was so amazing. The people spoke English, and I'll never forget someone saying to me like, good luck because you're going to struggle with the language barrier. They would speak English if I was even in the room. And they were speaking to each other.
Beautiful.
Crazy.
So it was amazing. And I remember at the end telling them that when I was leaving, like how like nice that was. And they're like, oh, actually we got so good at English this year. So it was
There you go.
mutually beneficial. So yeah, then when I was in Sweden, it was COVID. So everyone here was locked down and they were doing herd immunity. So we still played the whole season. We could still go out. It was like there wasn't COVID
beautiful,
really.
yeah.
So I feel like I gained a year when everyone else lost one.
Yeah.
And then I got a call from Jeff asking if I wanted to come play at Victory because they were struggling to get internationals in. And so that kind of helped because I needed to leave Sweden. Victory flew me out, got me into the isolation thing. And then that started my Victory career.
Wow.
We won the grand final the first year.
There you go.
Wait.
Yeah. I'm like, "Ooh." I think actually the year before they didn't do great, but I will say that year was super special for the Victory teams I've played on because it was a bunch of NPL girls who had never been given the chance.
Nice.
And a lot of the girls were given the chance because of COVID. They couldn't bring in a lot of internationals or fly people around. And it was girls who just wanted to do the dirty work and kind of grind it out.
Proper underdog story.
Yeah, and it just felt so good being in that environment. It wasn't intimidating. There was no egos. And we had Lisa Devanna on the team, and I'm still saying there was no egos. Like, it was just people who wanted to win.
Yeah.
People who felt like they'd had a chip on their shoulder. And since then, we have gotten all the big names, let me tell you.
100%.
But that was the underdog year for sure. So won that year. Second year, got named.
Also got Player of the Year that year.
Oh, yeah, I did.
And Players Player.
I did.
So
Yep.
did it
Wow.
all.
Yeah.
And City and Adelaide watched her do that.
Yeah, cop that.
Yeah.
The victory medal that year.
I did get it that
There
year.
you go.
Yeah.
How many times have you won it?
3.
Yeah, there you go, bro. There you go. Stay in your place.
Give it a couple of years.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was obviously a dream first season. It felt like, how can it get any better than this? Then I got captain the second year.
Wow.
And then I did my ACL the first game. So it got from the highest peak to the lowest valley.
Yeah.
Like that. So hardest year of my life. But it's why I'm so loyal to Victory now because
sure.
they dug me out of that really horrible hole that I was in. They got me strong. They made me really feel valued even in that time where you're injured. What can you provide?
Yeah.
To be honest, I know people say you can give advice, you can do this. You can't provide anything
hard.
to the
Yeah.
team. I was providing nothing.
Something you want to say about ACLs, Beza? No? You're good today? Yeah? Yeah. Yeah, I've done both my ACLs.
Okay.
But as soon as someone brings up anything about an ACL,
Yeah.
that one over there starts piping up, and it's like, say something, mate, if you want. No? Yeah.
We'll turn the camera if you want.
100%. Yeah, no.
So yeah, that was horrible.
Yeah, of
so
course.
You know, as you know.
Yeah.
And then, came back the next year and they also had won the grand final the year that I was injured. And I know they always say, no, we won the grand final. I didn't participate. I played 30 minutes. I did score a goal in the 30 minutes. Then I did my knee.
Oh,
Yeah.
played a part.
I played my part. But yeah, that obviously also brings up ugly feelings because you're so happy for your team, but the little devil on your shoulder is like, fuck, how could they do that without me?
Yeah.
Don't they need me to do that?
Yeah.
So yeah, that was really
City in
hard.
Adelaide were looking at that like,
Yeah, exactly. They're like, payback, bitch. And then it's been good ever since, so I can't complain. We haven't got that grand final win. That's my dream. I was the captain, and Leah brought me on stage, and we got to lift the trophy together.
Yeah.
I want to lift that shit alone. I want to be the captain that like fucking lifts that. Like, yes, we did it. You know, so that's my. Like, when I think what could be the peak, that is the peak.
Yeah.
Leading the team to that, knowing I, did my best, did my job every game, and lifting that trophy up with, like, my girls around me.
I think that's a scary chip to hold in your shoulder.
Yeah.
Being like, I'm going out because I want to win the fucking trophy.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, good luck everyone this season, but yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? I think, though, it's like the girls on your team, they feel that energy.
100%, without a
They're like,
doubt.
we're rising
Yeah.
to this occasion.
Yeah.
And I think it's also the feeling of, well, if we don't rise, this bitch is kicking us off.
Well, fair.
We are doing this.
If it goes into another chaos of last year's grand final in the women's, that was
Exactly.
fucking-
And fuck, to be that close as well. I
Bad.
could smell it. I could
Bad.
picture me lifting that trophy. So it's like, now it's our time.
yeah, that was
I'm ready to go.
yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Just
ready.
don't go to another penalty shootout. Like,
I know. Let's do it in 90
let's
minutes.
not
this
do
time.
that again.
Yeah.
Let's not go through that because that was
It's too much.
That penalty shootout was like a thing of like
Crazy.
that's not supposed to happen.
No.
The players that miss those pens,
Would
know.
never.
they don't miss fucking
know.
pens. Like, what the fuck's going on here?
know.
Like,
I know. I think that's
Yeah.
also the hardest part because right away you just have empathy.
Yeah.
You're so angry, obviously, that you haven't won. But I say to the girls all the time who take PKs, if you miss this, you should not feel sad at all because at least you raised your hand.
Yeah.
Because other girls didn't even raise their hand to take one.
Exactly.
So you're already one step ahead of the girls who didn't
Yeah.
want to take one.
I remember watching that, and I remember when Alana stepped up,
Yeah.
and I was like, yeah,
Easy
let's
get.
go. And then it didn't go, and I was like,
Yeah.
what? Like,
I know.
Alana scores from outside the box for
I know.
fun, like top bins, and
Yeah.
we're kicking back, but it was just sort of like it wasn't meant to be.
Yeah. And look, I still feel gutted for her because she's someone who is probably still thinking about that to this day. And I think that will be almost a defining moment for her because she's locked in now.
Yeah.
She's not going to let something like that happen again.
That's it. That's it.
Um,
I'm ready to run through a brick wall. So
ready?
Lost concentration.
One thing I just want to touch on quickly, something that I'm very interested in, is the college system in the US. Like, I know it's massive, but obviously being a part of it and experiencing it, what's that sort of like? And I guess for those young players who think about doing that,
Yeah.
talk to us about that a little bit.
My biggest advice that I would ever give any youth in Australia is to go into the college system. One, it forces you to move out of home, which I know Australians don't like to do at a young age. So I think it would give them that
Ollie.
independence. I won't ask.
It's expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was supposed to go.
It's not my
Yeah.
fault.
Yeah. Okay.
You got so
I was just
touched
ripping
a
him
nerve.
I was just ripping him for not moving out of home, but yeah.
Yeah. That's okay.
got so defensive.
Well, that was the peak.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll dig you out.
Yeah.
But I do. I think that they learn independence really quickly. It gets you super fit. Think about how Americans play. They're a little bit sometimes kick and run.
Yeah.
So you'll come to Australia and you'll be faster, stronger, more fit than anybody. It gives you your education while playing with teachers who understand that in that environment, soccer's first.
Wow.
Where here we have, girls doing A-League and their teachers could care less. And they're in uni saying, well, if you don't come to the lecture, you've got to drop the course. That would never happen in America.
Yeah.
They give you tutors. You've got mandatory tutor sessions. So you're getting an education. And in my opinion, you're getting a better education because they're like helping you get through these courses and they want you to do the best they can. Or sometimes I hear that it's like the university is fighting them for doing both. Yeah.
I doubt it. You would have been a decent footballer, but doubt it. like about it. Like, bro, we're barbers, yeah.
Maybe the tutor would have had to put extra work in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's fine. They would have.
Like the facilities as well. The facilities are
I
ridiculous.
think
Like,
it's probably the peak of,
yeah.
fields, gym. Even you have strength and conditioning coaches here. We had 5 for a team of 20. You have nutritionists. They feed you breakfast, lunch, dinner.
Like 4 football coaches.
Yeah, you're just treated honestly like royalty.
What college we are?
I went to University of Kansas, which is a pretty
You got one?
big school. It's mostly known for a basketball school. That's
Yeah.
where basketball was invented.
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 Really?
They've got
Got
the
the little-
rules
yeah.
of basketball.
Really?
Yeah, the gym teacher invented it into fruit baskets. Yeah.
We're gonna invent something.
Yeah, go
Yeah,
this
look
stuff
it up. It's really cool.
We've got to invent something.
Yeah.
November.
And then a university. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
You would have your rules there.
the 1-0 university.
Yeah.
I don't like about the field. Well, I don't know if it's every field, but
Yeah.
you see it on clips and stuff is when they play on like the NFL fields, and it's got all the
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
lines there.
That's more high school. That's more in high school. That is, you have one field always.
He's colorblind.
Remember,
So that's
He
why
would
it's tricky.
struggle.
Yeah.
He would struggle.
Yeah.
remember he
No.
said
Bro, the 18
that
yard
is-
box for him would be everywhere.
Yeah. Out of bounds, right into the stands.
remember he said he would have been smart.
yeah.
I think it would have been a good excuse for you to miss passes. You would have
Yeah.
been like, I didn't know. Yeah, but I just think it's so good. I know BD Goad.
Yep.
She went and played at Stanford.
Well,
I think at the time it was a little bit not the way to move because it felt like if you went to America, you were out of national team contention because they weren't going to kind of fly you. They weren't going to kind of pay attention to you. They wanted you at all the camps. They wanted you, but I don't think it is that way anymore. I think they probably would like it as well because you have 2 options. Go to America at 18, play through 21, or go in A-League.
yeah.
And try and get an education at the same time. To be honest, there's a lot of 18 to 21-year-olds who are in A-League, but they're not getting game time.
Yeah.
Go play in college, get a lot of game time, get
Exactly.
experience, and then come back when you're 22. You can have that international experience. You can bring something different to what every other Australian 18 to 20-year-old is bringing.
100%. Well, you're obviously donning the elite female football jumpers and hoodies. Katie, give us a... Yeah,
Thanks.
they're cool.
Thanks.
Katie, give us a bit of a sort of rundown on why you started that, what you do, who you coach, etc.
Again, fell into this. Went and played into America.
You choose anything.
Honestly,
No.
right place, right time, guys.
Right time.
I was playing in America for a season, and I needed a job as well because they were paying shit. And I had a meeting with these 2 women that were like, "I'll come coach at my community club," and it was like this really rich club. Rich area. So I went in there and I coached these under 12 girls, and it was just fun, and they loved me, and it just kind of worked. And then their parents approached me and were like, "Can you do some one-on-ones with these kids? I'll pay you $100 USD and I'll hire a field for you." I'm like,
Jesus.
say less, man.
Oh, yeah.
Say less. Where do I sign?
Let's go.
And so I then started those, and then more parents wanted to do it, and I was like, this is crazy. Came back to Melbourne, and one of the parents said, "Can I fly you back to Seattle for you to run a clinic for all the girls? And maybe you could make a business out of it." I was like, huh. And so I actually didn't end up flying there, but I did create a business. And I thought, I started off with just figuring out the name and just baby steps, and then it just grew and grew and grew. And now we run weekly programs, academy programs. We run clinics for 120 girls. It's girls only, unfortunately, girl coaches only, which is, a bit, I just am trying to promote women coaches as well because there's not many of them and I want them to have a space. So it's all about women and empowering women. And now it's grown to the point where we're coaching, we just came from a primary school, and we work in the primary school area with those girls. Community, Kayla does the community teams at some clubs, and I work with the older girls now because I'm a little bit...
She's too bougie to
Yeah.
put work in.
but yeah, we're trying to go all areas, and it's just grown, and it's awesome.
That's
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've got some very talented I don't know if you want to name drop, but there's like A-League quality players that are there, and then obviously with you guys doing the community stuff, what sort of, is there like an end goal with it? Is there a future goal? Is it just purely just to keep creating that pathway for players?
It's tricky because I think being a sort of private academy coach is very different to being a club team coach.
Yeah.
And I'm more passionate about being a club team coach. And I like that sort of realm of coaching a lot more. Unfortunately, it just doesn't pay very well right now. So I had to kind of bring this up. And now I'm kind of battling with like, what do I enjoy more? Because you have full, what's the word, autonomy. With this, you can do whatever you want.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, right word. Sounded good.
Sounds
Yeah.
And you're your own boss. And I just think that clubs can do it so wrong sometimes. I'm like, whereas...
Can I add one thing?
Yeah.
I think as well, when you're a academy coach, you're really liked by everyone, and the parents love you.
Yeah.
And then when you're a team coach, you're enemy number one.
Is that because they chose to come to you? And at a club sense, you sort of...
No, you don't have to make any hard calls as an academy coach.
Exactly. You're just
there
training.
to help them,
Yeah.
Whereas
Right.
team coach, you don't play someone, and
That's
my
probably why
days.
so many people have an academy.
Yeah. And
That's
and it's good income, it's easy income, and it's fun. You see these girls, they're happy, you get to train them, you're working on a field, it's good. But I don't know if that full passion is there for it. So to answer your question, I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm just kind of like seeing where life takes me right now.
Someone will call you and you're going to...
She's going to fall into the right place, right time.
You'll be coaching
End up coaching, coaching at City, coaching at Arsenal, like.
Until then, just have fun and be happy
That's
about
it.
it, you know.
But you're happy with sort of where it is at the moment. Where it's at? Yeah.
Like right now, I can balance Bulleen and I can balance Elite FF. I'm a full-time coach, so I just do those two things, and I can't lie, it's a pretty good life.
Without a doubt.
Yep, I worked at Victory for a little bit, and with Jeff, and I guess it was hard to balance those other things, and they haven't got the resources yet, and they are getting better, but to offer full-time assistant coach wage.
Yep.
So I had to kind of step away to do this. But yeah, ideally, I think being a pro team coach in the world, I think that's the ideal job, I think.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What's something that both of you, I guess, have noticed within players coming up now, like skill-wise and technical-wise, and even like mentality-wise?
Well, for me,
yeah, you just
for me, the mental side is so different, and you have to treat players so differently now because the world's different, and you can't change it.
Is it because we're all softer now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. The answer is yes. Yeah. And how I was treated as a 16-year-old to how the 16-year-olds expect to be treated now are worlds apart.
Yeah.
So I think, what was my experience like as a 16-year-old? And then I think, I'll treat them like that. We just can't do it.
Yeah.
So I do think there is room for us to modify our behaviors as coaches, but I also think the kids need to harden the fuck up. And it's like there is a big area of their parents coddling them and causing so much more problems. And the kids that don't have overbearing parents, the kids that have, experiences that they've had to be resilient and overcome adversity, they're the kids that make it. Not the ones that are technically incredible or athletes. Those ones with the parents that are overbearing, they don't get there. They don't succeed. In my experience anyway. Mm-hmm. That's my side.
Yeah, I think that's obviously a coach's point of view. And I do agree with the mentality. I think a lot of the kids coming up are definitely more entitled to, they want game time. They want this without the CV to prove why they should be getting that. And I do think it's a place for coaches, obviously, to, they can coddle if they want, but when you're in the senior environment, there's no time for it, in my opinion. And I think that, jump on or get off, take the message, not the tone, because when we're, tied 1-1 in a grand final with 10 minutes to go, and I tell you to clear the fucking ball, but you start getting a little tear in your eye because I had a bad tone, then get the fuck off the field. Yeah. Because I want people who are going to, just get it done.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think those girls will make it further than the girls who can just do it. They just do it. And you know what? She's completely right. Their parents are the ones who weren't taking them to one-on-one training when they were 12, saying, I promise you my daughter's going to be a Matilda.
Yeah.
Because I saw her walk in here, I could tell you she's not going to be a Matilda.
Yeah.
Because she just not got it.
Yeah, there's probably so many examples.
Oh man,
Yeah.
my head's firing at the minute because like it's that constantly. It's like they're so entitled to think that they deserve this and they deserve that, but it's like I'd love to know the exact point where things changed, because like we were actually speaking about it last night after training. It's like I want to know where that style of that mentality for our players, like for the players, was like. It's a dog-eat-dog world. Football's not sunshines and rainbows. It's, all right, we're kicking a ball, we're having fun, but when we're here, we're here to work.
Yeah.
To now being like, no, they can just get away with anything. And it's like, what the fuck?
Maybe a little bit of like the NPL kids have to pay like $4,000 to play.
That
So parents
that I think is like, because
They come from spoiled
I've experienced it where I haven't put a player on, and a dad's come up to me during a game, why the fuck's my daughter not playing? And it's like, hold on, like. I'll speak to you after the game. And after the game, I said to him, like, there's been 3 sessions this week. Your daughter's come to 1. Like, what do you mean? He's like, I'm not paying for my daughter to sit on the bench. I'm like, where has your daughter been? Oh, she had other things like extracurricular activity. Yeah, but it's like, but she's doing this as well. She's doing, hold the fuck on, man. Like, I don't care what you're paying. Like, are you paying for her to be here to be a footballer? Are you paying for her to be here because of the badge she's wearing on her chest?
Yeah.
I think some of the rules is that these kids have to play 50% game time as juniors.
Yeah.
I think that's a rule at our club at least.
Yeah.
And I think I think so.
Yeah.
And when I was younger, we didn't have, like, there was no rules. We could be in under 15s. I think there was girls on our team who never saw the field one time. Yeah. We didn't talk to our coach off the soccer field. Our parents weren't allowed to talk to him. If we needed to miss a training, you were calling him on the phone. It's just not like that anymore.
Yeah.
Even when I was coaching, and that wasn't that long ago, because I was always a younger I was coaching kids that were 2 years younger than me. Mm-hmm. The team manager always sort of had to step in and be like, talk to me before you talk to him almost.
Yeah.
And even that was like 3-4 years ago, so it even wasn't that long ago. But
Yeah.
it still feels completely different.
Yeah.
When I was 16, I didn't get subbed on when I was playing resis at Collingwood City.
Yeah.
And like my dad goes, well, "Who do you take off?"
Yeah.
I was like, "No, I don't want you to say
Yeah.
that." Like, you're meant to be on my side. He
Yeah.
goes, "Well, who would you sub off?" I was like, "Fuck, okay, fair enough."
It's
Yeah.
good parenting in
But
my
like
opinion.
that was 6-7 years ago now. Like,
Yeah.
relax, Baz. I did the thing. But that feels like the whole, like, completely different now. I think we've become a bit of an elitist sport. I think with the prices and everything, and those kids that I coach, and he was a gun. He should have been playing NPL, but he was playing community league because
Couldn't afford it.
Dad didn't want to pay $4,500 to play
Yeah.
a club. Which is so fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, even in our when we were playing, it was the same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
I played at the closest club to my house. That was the cheapest.
Yeah.
Couldn't afford to go to any big clubs.
Yeah.
But now it's like, because they're paying for the bigger clubs, it's like, well, he or she better play.
Yep. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or I'm traveling an hour. They better play.
Yeah.
But I think as well the backing to that is that some parents are paying this extraordinary amount of money to go to clubs, and then they've got coaches there who've got no idea what they're doing.
Well, yeah.
So
that's
that kind of stuffs things up a bit as well, because it's like, if you don't have the right coaches in place that are going to be looking at the right things and protecting these players in the right way, well then it does become that sort of thing where it's not a coach that's giving off that authority that these players are going to learn from. So they go to another club and think they can get away with it. Then they get approached by coaches, like us, who go down that route, and it's like, oh, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
Yeah. Well, the coaching is a whole nother thing, because I feel like FA just throw these C licenses, B license, A licenses. You pay a bunch of money for them, and you get some randoms coaching these kids.
Yeah.
There's not many good coaches
My
out there.
funniest was when I was 16. I had done my C license, and I found out I was more accredited than my senior coach at that point. And because a lot of the older coaches at that point go like, well, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
I only did it because the club was like, no, you need it, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then the coach goes, I don't reckon I even have my grassroots license.
Yeah.
For this. Like, because he'd been coaching for
Yeah. Yeah.
20, 30 years. Like, he's been there, done that. But it's completely changed now.
Obviously, I want to get both your perspectives on this. See, one's as a coach, one's as a player. The pathway to mindset. Now, obviously, for us being coaches, like our guess the way we instill it on the players. Caitlin, what's your sort of, I guess, philosophy on how you instill that into your players?
I like to think I'm a bit of a culture coach. My biggest advantage is that I am a woman that has kind of suffered in the women's game as a player, so I can relate to them with that sort of like not getting paid, their expectations, all of that. I've been there, done that, so I feel like they probably listen to me a little bit more on that side of things. I've also kind of experienced a lot of the moments that I talk about throughout the year, so I relate to them and I try to be on their level and not coming across as I know better than you. It's like I want to work with you, give players ownership, and try to create a space where the group is vulnerable and open to each other so that we create this like level of trust that I think is really important. And although we've already spoken about a bunch, and Kayla's brought it up a bunch, that I was maybe not the best teammate, I think that being in a team where you've got that trust with your teammates, you aren't afraid to make mistakes on the field. I think that is really important for the mindset and all of those things. And I think it's really important to consistently coach players. Don't act this way. This is how we act. We've always got each other's back. The trust is important. We have to be vulnerable. All those little things. You've got to consistently do that. And I wasn't that as a player, so I've spent a lot of time as a coach trying to figure that side of the game. So I actually spent a lot of the year working on that sort of philosophy where they really get around each other and they really trust each other. Yeah.
Beautiful.
And it's not something that you can necessarily teach. I don't think like team culture is something you can teach, but if at least the base idea and foundation is there. And I think like what you were saying, Kayla, in the sense of, you know, bring the girls up with you and you want to go and win, like they feed off your energy. Like you're that person that your players are going to look at when you guys win and when you guys lose.
Yeah.
You know, managers, I feel like it's almost one of the worst times to be a manager, especially in that professional sense, because people have got such short attention spans and such short sort of fuses, I think, where as soon as you lose, that's okay. There's always someone else out there. And the belief is that it's always greener on the other side, which isn't always necessarily true. So you get under a lot of scrutiny. So to have that sort of belief and base foundation there, I think, Kayla, for you, you're captaining the biggest club in Australia, like we mentioned. What sort of extra pressure, like what Katie was saying on the aspect of the mental side, does that come with? And you've experienced, like you said, was saying the highs and the lows of captaining the team that you weren't playing in during your injury, but now also being on the field.
Yeah, I think probably the biggest pressure is from myself, which is so cliche to say. I know that the coaches believe in me and the girls believe in me and the club believes in me and I feel extremely valued. But with that comes, I want to give them a return. Yeah. So I want to win them trophies. I want to perform my best every day. If I, have an error in the game, I don't sleep that night. I sleep maybe 3 hours the next night until it's been done in video, until it's been, worked on in training. And it's almost like I'm just waiting for the next game to come. So I think that part is hard because I'm super hard on myself. Yeah. But then I don't want to be that hard on the other girls. So it's like holding myself to an unrealistic standard. Yeah. But then if the other girls have a bad game, I want them to be able to come to me and talk to me about it. And I do think part of my leadership is honesty. So I do think if one of the girls comes to me, she's like, why aren't I playing? I should be playing. I am a captain to say, you shouldn't be playing. Yeah. You're not better than that girl at the moment. Yeah. I'll stay after training and help you work on things that you could get better at.
Nice, yeah.
But that's not what you are right now.
That is something that's so important. And I think people sugarcoat shit all the time.
100%.
And you would all know, like, having a hard conversation with a player and seeing their face become sad because you're telling them a hard truth is brutal to do. But they're always thankful in the end, and it's always better for them in the end. And it's such an important trait to have.
I think in that short term, as you know, like a player is probably looking for like no, you'll get it next week, like you're there. Yeah. But then the thing that stays with them the longest is like, do this, clean your touch, clean this. Yeah. And then they've got something to go back to sort of work on and realize that maybe that was the turning point for them.
Yeah. Or if you don't play them the following week, they don't trust you.
Yeah.
Because you talk shit.
I can't lie to a player.
Yeah.
I can't do it. I've seen it happen so many times. It's happened to me where it's like, man, I know you're talking shit. Like, don't do that. And it happens so much in female football because it's like,
Yeah.
I don't want to hurt their feelings, but it's like, but enough of that. Like,
Girls are tougher than you think. They want to know
100%.
right
It's
away.
Like, go watch a fucking women's football game.
Yeah.
I don't think they spend that long on the fucking floor.
no.
Like, they get absolutely battered and they're up the next
Yeah.
second. And it's like, why is this perception of like, oh, we need to be softer? No, we
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
I've had players come up to me like, and especially like last season that we had me and Ali, we brought 5 girls across. They were a group together. They came from a club. They've come across, and after the first week, honestly, I wasn't even like, I didn't even hit 5% of how I am as a coach. And they were like, we've actually never been spoken to as like that authority and like
Yeah.
being like pushed at training. I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah. What were you doing
what,
before?
what was going on? Like, I don't get
Yeah.
it, but it's like, I see it so many times. It's like, no, just be softer. And it's like,
Yeah.
you're not going to go
Girls
tell
can
them to,
handle it. And
you're not
they
going to
respect
yell in their
it.
face and stuff like that, but it's like, know the limit.
Yeah.
And it's like, they don't want a bar of it.
Yeah.
Our 1-0 women's team is mentally tougher than our men's futsal team. Sorry,
There you go.
like, it's true.
It's true.
I've had more sooking from the boys' team the last
Yeah.
couple of weeks than I have from the girls.
So especially, especially in futsal.
And you
like,
know this.
yeah, 100%. I know it. I know it hands down. I'll tell one of the boys to fuck sort their shit out, and it's like, oh, we're not talking for a whole week.
Yeah.
Tell one of the girls, hey, like, we need to sort our shit out. It's like,
Yeah.
all right, fuck, put me back on.
Yeah. I think girls also, they are okay with that confrontation. They'll ask you really upright, why aren't I playing? They want the feedback, and because they want to make you proud.
Of course.
Like, I see it a lot on Bulleen. Katie's coached a lot of the girls for a lot of years because she started when a lot of them were in under 15s, and they just want to make her so proud. So when they're asking for feedback, it's because they want to do it.
Yeah.
Girls want to please. They want to put the extra work in. They want that fair chance because they want that admiration from the coach for doing it. So yeah, people will learn this eventually, but
Yeah,
I think it is still so new.
Beautiful.
There's a lot of gold here. I don't want to take credit for any of the gold that's been dropped.
Yeah, nah.
But it's
This is
Katie,
close.
Kayla, thank you, because it's been, I feel like we made up for missing 2 weeks.
100%, without a doubt. Like,
That's been great.
and it's only growing more and more. So we thank you
Yeah.
for coming on. I know you see 3 guys doing pod and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But no,
Speak for yourself.
I was speaking for you.
That's the
I
other
know
guy.
you didn't want to say it.
By the way, Ali had to leave.
Yeah, Ali left.
Yeah.
This is where he-
Ali left. Got
he's
places to go, people to see, but he
Um,
left.
But best of luck with everything, Kayla, with
Thank
Victory. Katie at Bulleen and Elite Female Football Academy. Is it? Do you add the academy on
No.
the end?
No.
Elite, just elite
I knew
female
it,
football.
sorry.
Yeah.
As soon as I said it, I was like, oh.
Sorry.
Elite Female Football. Check that out. Thank you again for your time. It's a Wednesday night. You came straight from training, so we appreciate it. Best of luck with everything, and hopefully we'll touch base again soon.
Thank you
It's
guys.
been awesome.
Well,
Thank
are
you, guys.
awesome.
So easy.
Thank you.
Jamie, you're alright too.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, do that business. Go watch a Victory against Mariners this weekend against at the
What
home of
time's
the
kick
Matildas.
off?
Saturday, 4 p.m.
Saturday, 4 p.m.
That's prime time. The sun's out this Saturday, of course. Wasn't out last
Exactly.
Saturday.
Yeah. Beautiful.
But enjoy. Go tune in and go the Vook. Happy
Go the
days.
Vook.
Go the Vook.
Let's do it.
And I could
Thank
probably
you.
start striker for the men's team.
No, maybe 5 p.m.